Oh, sorry. Apparently, I was mute. So today we're talking about the choice. Sorry, my microphone was mute. I did not realize it, guys. And I'm talking about the fact that we always have the choice. And you may be aware of it, you may not be aware of it. I think it's important for us to remind ourselves from time to time that we always have the choice. The choice to choose whatsoever you want in life, but the choice to stop living by default. Because the thing with living by default is that you are not even realizing that you are living by default. Sometimes, most of the time, when you live by default, you are actually convinced that you are making decision on day-to-day basis or in key moments of your life, when actually you are just following the trend. You are just following what the norm tells you that this is what you are to do in this at this age, in this stage, in this phase of your life, when etc etc. Whether in your environment, your culture, your social circle, your religion, or whatever the thing is. And so we have the choice is such an important affirmation, not just an affirmation, truth, because this is a power that we all possess, the power to choose. And you may tell me, but what's the big deal in knowing that I have the power to choose if I cannot actually choose? Let me tell you something. And that's where I was coming from. We are one of the most blessed generation. In a fingertip, we can have access to so much information. In a fingertip, we can have access so easily to communication all around the world. And at the same time that we are so blessed with so much information, and by information, I'm not just meaning a lot of knowledge to fill your head. I'm talking about meaningful tools that can actually turn around your life for the best. And we have access to that today in the fingertip. Only for us at the same time to be this generation where it's like people are encouraged to think that they are powerless, that they are victims, that they just can't do anything about it. This is the way I am, and you're supposed to accept me the way I am. Like, do you see the paradox? Like, we have so much access to information to change our lives around in whatever domain that you desire, whether it's health, finances, relationships, fitness, like whatever domain, and for free. Somebody will give you an information that is able to turn your life around for free. But at the same time, people are not sure, and they are pampered, and they are convinced into this idea until it became a persuasion in them that they are powerless, that they are victims, that there's nothing that they can do to change things or their situation or whatever it is. They just have to accept it and bear it. And because they're accepting it, and that within themselves, they know that they are made for more. That frustration building up becomes an anger that now they pour out on everybody else, as if it's the fault of somebody else. If you have chosen not to choose, is it the fault of anyone else if you choose not to choose? Can anybody do anything if you choose not to choose? But there's also something beautiful with the power to choose, is that it is the power to choose is never late to choose. You know, it's this thing that people say sometimes that it's too late for me. What do you call? In fact, yesterday I was in my godmother's home, and my nieces were watching a movie, and there was this part where there was this woman who took this particular trajectory in life, and this knew because of her superpowers that people rejected her, people labeled her, and out of that frustration of not being understood and rejected and forsaken by her own people, she took the evil road. And so there's this this young girl, which is this new generation, that comes with almost the same powers, if not the same. And at the contrary of the older woman, she's accepted. People accept that she's a woman. People accept that her powers can be used for good and for greatness. And so the young woman comes to see the elder one and say, "This thing is possible. I told you that we can We can be accepted. We can live this life. These powers that we have been given to us for the greater good. And the older woman tells her, it's too late for me. And I was like, that's a lie. That's a lie that she has believed. They told her it's too late for her. Did she make decision that destroy people's life? Yes. But was it too late for her? It was not too late for her. It's her decision that is too late for her that actually caused it to be too late for her. And I was just looking at it and I was like, there is so many things that we say to ourselves, it's too late for me. I don't have the age. I don't have the time. I don't have the energy. We give ourselves all kinds of excuses. It's too late for me. And because she professed that sentence, and that sentence was coming, that declaration was coming from a deep persuasion about herself, that it's too late. She cannot reroute her path. She cannot do a 360-degree turnaround. She cannot completely change her pattern. Some few sequences later, she was dead. And as I was sitting there and my sisters were watching the movie, I was like, how often do we do this thing that this woman just did? Where we convince ourselves until it just becomes a truth to us that it is too late for me. This thing that I wanted so badly all my life, now that it is actually presented to me, I have nothing else to say, but it's too late. And the belief that it is too late caused me actually not to enter into that, when that was the dream of my whole life. How many times do we tell to ourselves that it is too late? And that is actually the belief that it is too late that made the thing to be late, or not to appear in our life, or us not to have the experience of it. So to this morning, I just wanted to remind us that we have the choice. You have the choice. You always have the choice. Even when you don't know where you're going to start. Even when you don't know, you don't have any clue of how am I going to do this thing? Where am I going to do this thing? Is it even possible to escape the rat race? Is it even possible to find a loophole? First and foremost, you have to become aware and to accept that you have the choice. You are not bound. You are not bound to this particular situation. It may be in relationship, it may be in finances, it may be in health, it may be in all of them all together. You have to first of all acknowledge, yes, that's the proper word, acknowledge that you have the choice, and that your capacity, your power to choose is a superpower. Before you doing anything, searching for anything, seeking for anything, you have to know that the capacity, the inherent capacity, the inherent ability given to you to choose is a superpower. And you start choosing differently for you. You start telling yourself in the corners of your heart, I'm choosing different. I'm going to find a loophole in this system. I'm going to find a loophole here. I'm going to find a loophole. I'm going to be the one to escape. If there's only one person that can escape, it is going to be me. Because, as I was saying earlier, we are seeing how we are grooming. This generation is being groomed to perceive themselves and see themselves as powerless and as victims. We are not denying the stuff that you may have gone through or your lineage have gone through. We are not. But look at the history of humanity. Everybody went through something somehow at the center point in time. Everybody. Now, everybody also have the choice as a people group or as persons to decide if what has happened to them should become the reason why if what has happened to them should be what has happened against them, or what has happened to them is what has happened for them. Every person, every people group had to sit down, knowingly or unknowingly, consciously or unconsciously, and make that decision. Okay, this, that, and the third happened to us, so what? Are we going to sit down there and look at it, and you beat ourselves up about it, and victimize ourselves, and tell ourselves how this is what destroy our life. What if we look at what happened to us, or what we feel like happened to us, and we say, okay, apparently this happened to us. So what? How do we take this and turn it around? How do we take this and turn it around? How do we take this and turn it around? How do we make lemonade out of lemon? How do we make honey out of bees? And that choice is a choice that everybody has to do. Either you sit there and you contemplate on what could have happened, what would have happened, what should have happened, what you should have done or not say, or you sit down there and first and foremost, you take responsibility for your choices, the good, the bad, the ugly, and everything in between. And then you say to yourself, okay, this has happened, so what? Do I turn it into a lesson for life for me and my generations? Or do I just sit there and allow this thing to swallow me up and swallow my generation? As the reason why we cannot be this, we could not be that, we could not do this, and all the stuff. Because when you start leaning on excuses, there's always going to be an excuse. When you start leaning. So, guys, all this, I'm just thinking aloud, I'm just thinking aloud. I came here without an agenda. And that thought was just the one that dropped in my heart, and I said, let me show up. Yes, you're not powerless. You aren't. You're not powerless. Anyone who told you that you are powerless lied to you. You are not powerless. You are a human being. You are a human being, and only that is a superpower. But you have to realize that this is who you are, and you have to realize this is who you are, and seize completely what is yours. And seize completely what is yours, and completely love what is yours, and completely embrace. So guys, yeah, that's just it. So I just wanted to remind you that we have released our first course. Oh, it's like, sorry, we have released our first course, Reinvented Woman Blueprint. Let me put you the link in the description box. Description box. What's the description box here? Okay. So yeah. Now at the end of the day, I will say, like, one of my sisters that I love, and she concludes always her videos with this, and I love it. She says, do whatever you want to do with this information. But I just had to come here and remind us that you have the power to choose, and the power to choose is a superpower. And you are not bound, and you are not condemned to live the next 20 years of your life, or 30 years of your life, 40 or 50 years of your life, as you just live the ones that are behind you. You have the power to choose and to turn around completely your environment, your life, and whatsoever, for you and for your generation. And then it's actually a requirement. It's actually a duty. It's actually something that you owe to your generation. I was discussing with one of my sister on the phone, and she was talking to me about a lady who said something that she already knew, but who's tracked differently, in new way, differently. And the lady was saying that nobody owes you anything. I know that a lot of us, we don't want to hear it. We want to say, no, my mother did this, my mother did not do that, my father did this, my father did not do that for me, and my family did this to me, did not do that, my country, my state, my whatever. But the truth is, no one owes you. No one owes you anything. At the contrary, you are the one to owe. Right now, you are the one to owe. You owe the next generation, so that they should not go through the drama, the trauma, the suffering, the struggles that you went through. If not, all the drama, the trauma, the suffering you went through were for nothing. It was just a waste. If you cannot extract from that the juice, the honey, the lemonade, so that they will not have to go through that same pattern. They will have their own challenges. Hear me well. No generation comes free of challenges. Each generation comes with its own challenges. So you don't have that say, which is a lie actually, that no, my children, they have to know what it feels like not to have this or to have this. If I spoil them, how will they know the value of money? How will they know the value of this or that? Because you went. What you forget is that in your time there was no social media. Is that in your time there was no AI that is becoming so performant that they are cutting off jobs as if it's just as if they are breathing the air.